Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm the Executive Editor.
Hello, I'm Shalia. I am the Senior Associate Opinion Editor.
We are 2 out of the 6 members of the Editorial Board. The Editorial Board is composed of the Executive Editor, the Editor-in-Chief, the 2 Opinion Editors, and their Senior Associate and an Opinion Columnist. We gather weekly to collectively write an opinion editorial. Generally, the editorial is published on the Cavalier Daily website by Wednesday. Be sure to check for it on our website and on social media platforms weekly. This past week, the Editorial Board chose to reflect on the university's recent updates to its COVID-19 policies.
Per the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, we are in the final stages of the pandemic. Reflecting CDC guidelines, the university recently updated its public health guidelines on March 18th and March 25th. Masks are now optional in classrooms and non-clinical UVA health facilities, while saliva testing for unvaccinated students ended and prevalence testing is no longer available in the basement of Newcomb Hall. However, symptomatic students can still get tested through an appointment at Student Health and Wellness, and asymptomatic students have access to a limited number of free at-home tests through the university, in addition to testing available at retail pharmacies, online, and through the federal government. We commend the university for following CDC's updated guidelines. However, there are still policies that should stay in place to ensure everyone's safety until we complete this final stretch. Aligning nearly entirely with the CDC guidelines, we are in full support of the university's updated policies on masking. For context, the CDC's most recent updates established different guidelines based on the risk of COVID-19 in various geographical locations. Charlottesville is deemed a low-risk location. Students, although the university does not require exposed or symptomatic students to mask, as this is nearly impossible to regulate, we encourage you to do so. Fellow students, we implore you, consider that there are still people in our community who may be at increased risk for worsened symptoms should they contract COVID-19. While we applaud the university's continued available testing for symptomatic students who should never be hindered from testing, we contend that the university must have more accessible testing for asymptomatic students. First, we must return to PCR tests rather than rapid tests. The former is known to be much more reliable, particularly for asymptomatic individuals. We also demand the university re-implement an unlimited supply of tests for students. The current system only offers students an unspecified but limited number of tests. In order for voluntary testing to be effective, meaning to ensure that those who have symptoms or are exposed to actually get COVID-19 tests, there must be systems in place to ensure students who contract COVID-19 don't face negative academic consequences. Students should not avoid getting tested because they are worried they will test positive and be barred from attending class. Further, students who need to quarantine deserve hybrid course options. This might range from recorded lectures to hybrid classes at the discretion of the professors, of course. But the central focus is that there must be an established standard to ensure students who must quarantine do not face negative academic consequences. These class options provide a crucial level of protection to professors as well. In the same vein as students, professors should not be forced to hold in-person classes if doing so risks their health or the health of their loved ones. The pandemic is nearly over. Cases are decreasing, rapid tests are widely available, and most people have access to vaccinations and booster shots if they want them. Now we must focus on a post-pandemic future. We have the opportunity to learn from the past 2 years. We cannot squander it.
The video you have just now heard is an edited and shortened version of the editorial published on our website this Wednesday. We encourage all of you to read the full editorial online in addition to remaining up to date on COVID-19 policies.